Greetings once again. It's the two of us, Russ Hatfield and Kara, who is a higher dimensional member of Ashtar Command and an ambassador to Sirius. September's editorial looks at life in reverse. That only makes sense from throwing out what is a given. We call it skating backwards through life. We saw a theory recently about life running backwards as opposed to minute by minute and day by day. It isn't something new to us from how life appears in moments of deep meditation. The idea isn't without its benefits, so we use the editorial as a way to point out some of those. And just for fun, we use a little analogy from Back to the Future 2 and Gray Sports Almanac. In some ways, it does seem like a point in a never-ending cycle. Let's see how humanity does this time. For a full transcript of this latest editorial, please go to our main homepage at HadesBasedNews.com. We invite you to subscribe, be kept informed of future postings on the YouTube channel from the members of Ashtar Command. And now we present Skating Backwards Through Life. We came across a theory recently going around that life is going backwards as we return to the source. We would normally dismiss such a concept because obviously life always moves forward. Then we got to thinking, what if it didn't? The more we thought about it, the more the concept began to make more sense, if only for the benefits the theory brings. So let's take a deeper look at what it would mean if the future wasn't so unknown. When we addressed Amal of Ashtar Command, his explanation was that time is not a straight line, but instead many strands weaving through each other like a fiber optic cable. But backwards wasn't one of the directions he discussed. Then again, he never mentioned in which direction the fiber optic cable went. Think about waking up each morning to face the day. Isn't there a certain inevitability about coming out of the dream state to begin the next set of experiences that make up the day? Taking the theory as a serious possibility, what do we get by looking at the opposite of what logic tells us is inevitable? It comes down to the benefits as the best part of the theory, so let's start with the mental aspects thanks to Marty McFly. In Back to the Future 2, Marty buys Gray Sports Almanac so that when he returned to his present, he would know the results of the future sporting events. His plan was to live each day until the planned race normally as everyone else, even though he would make a killing financially when his pick won. After that, there would be hundreds, if not thousands of races he would know about ahead of time to bet on as well. But at what point does the thrill die? How dull does each day become without the challenge of the not knowing what happens next? The answer is, as the doc rightfully points out, is to not know in advance in the first place. Since we don't want to know the true answer, a belief that that is the case is the next best step. What then is the ultimate potential of ourselves that we forget we had already reached and are now just retracing our steps? The mindset is one of already reached potential that is just out of our grasp. It is an easy mindset to work with because it is the best path to ascension, even if we are working forward to the same goal. There is, though, the inevitability we mentioned that makes living as if the theory is a fact, provides the knowledge that whatever happens next has to happen. That can take out some of the doubt when facing a challenge. Life is full of mysteries, and two of those include deja vu and precognition, both of which are better explained if they had already been lived. The dream state allows a person to exist across parallel worlds and even dimensions. So, some night during a dream state years ago, a dream took place in which a fragment of it was seen in the physical present without any errors in the perception. Precognition is similar in that it's in a person's deep meditative state that, again, different timelines and universes parallel to ours open up to the third eye. They slip into a future that has already happened and describe what they see. In my deep meditative states where I have questioned the nature of the universe, an image has come up a few times of an ice skater gliding across the frozen surface, retracing the lines she has already made previously. Each time, this was this perfect symmetry of form and motion, all going into infinity, but in reverse. Much like a film played backwards with all the pieces of the picture rearranging themselves back into their original form. So it is we are returning to our original form that we came from to experience existence and learn what we already knew. Logic says that must be completely wrong and yet continues to feel completely right. So how does that make any difference to life as it goes forward? What it does is lay out a map of what is ahead as far as the potential that can be reached. It's just a matter of living to that standard as best as possible with a change of vocabulary via a thought form. Anytime the word mistake is heard, the thought form of a lesson appears. Gaining experiences replaces getting old, and seeing yourself with a body lacking any issues can be a thought form that gets reinforced daily. It's all a return to what is possible with a motivated mind such as what was started with Atlantis. It's a journey that has come almost full circle with many of the same conditions that existed then. Once again, humanity has come to a crossroads, but instead of a continent, this time it is the entire planet at stake. The cycle will keep repeating until the human race decides enough is enough and makes the right choice. We are given an example of the right choice through the Ashtar Command archives, where they have shared what happens when people decide to live in the light. Third-dimensional Earth will remain a motivational factor of why ascension to a higher dimension is so important. In love, light, and wisdom as one, Russ and Kara.